Hey, you friends. How you doing? First things first, I am smoking an RNA Treasures imported briar. In it, I've got And So to Bed. And a very occasional smoke, but it's really good. Occasional smoke for me, that is. This is a VR for Mottzilla. Mottzilla. He wanted he wanted some memories from LaDon Mott. He passed away a year ago now. In my mind, he was a very integral, still is a very important part of the YTPC. He kind of really emphasized the community part of the YTPC. He was, if he watched your video, he commented on your video. That was just the way he did it. Um, yeah, he was, just a very generous man. Had so many stories. Uh, the part, the one I'd like to highlight. I started talking to him on house party, him with a whole bunch of other people. Um, kind of in my first couple 2 or 3 years of being on the YTPC, um, in the YTPC, making videos and whatnot. I was sort of on the shy side at the time. I still kind of am sometimes, um, but I would get on with the house party crew, and I wouldn't want to talk a whole lot. I would just sort of listen to everybody else sharing their stories. They're talking about life and what they're smoking and stuff. And after about 2 or 3 times of being on there, LaDon looked at me or looked at the screen and was like, who's that guy right there, or Joe never says anything, that kind of thing. So he asked me easy stuff. What am I smoking? What am I smoking in? And what am I drinking? What's the weather here in Georgia? That kind of thing. And that became sort of on house where what we'd start talking about when we got on there. He always wanted to know what the weather was. He'd always want to know what I'm smoking, the pipes I'm smoking it in. I and yeah, and he asked me what kind of tobacco I like, what kind of pipe shapes I like, and there's a couple times he sent me like a whole box of tobacco samples. He's the reason I was able to try. A lot of first tobaccos came from samples from him, to help me figure out what I like, um, or new blends to try that I'd never had before. Cross-eyed cricket. The first time I smoked that was a sample from him. Um, Mississippi River. He had an old Mississippi River from back when it was a bulk blend that he had me try. And then there's one box that he was like, I'm trying to kind of, there's some pipes I don't smoke as much. I want to know if you'd want them, and I was like, well, sure, that's awesome, man. I was expecting maybe 2 pipes, 3 pipes. This thing comes in the mail, and I open the box, and it's chock full of pipes, like 7 or 8 pipes, like just pipe after pipe came out of that box, and I was blown away. I didn't know how to even, you know, express my appreciation. You know, that was really cool of him. He really didn't have to do that, but that was kind of the giving nature that he had. He kind of fostered that in the YCPC, I think, in the sort of, you know, he kind of really brought me out of my shell. I got to share more about myself. I got to hear a lot of his stories, from the 70s and 80s and 90s. Him working with the as a ham radio operator, or when he was, driving, shipping glass, across state lines, or when he was working on the Alaskan pipeline as a welder, I believe. I came to respect the man a lot, and I'm fortunate to call him a friend. Yep. Don't want to make this too long, but LaDon, Mott, buddy, you've been on my mind a lot this past year. Catch you guys next time. Peace and love. Happy sweet smokes. Hope you're all doing well.